Next tonight, a disturbing scene in an Ohio suburb. A hate group dressed in all black and some waving Nazi flags gathering on an overpass in the Cincinnati area. They were confronted by residents of a historically black community. Here's ABC's Perry Russell.
Tonight, the clash above a highway near Cincinnati, Ohio. Neighbors confronting neo-Nazis dressed in black, waving swastika flags on an overpass north of the city.
In this neighborhood, we do stand for something. This here turf is golden soil, and it won't be tarnished with things like that.
At least one neo-Nazi seen holding a long gun. Police shutting down the overpass, trying to keep everyone apart. The neo-Nazis taking off in a U-Haul. One person seen running down the road, throwing something against the side of the truck. A swastika flag ripped away and set on fire. A minister from a nearby Baptist church holding a prayer service, calming tensions.
People are afraid, they're scared, they're angry.
These neo-Nazis were wearing similar clothes and face coverings to the neo-Nazis who marched through downtown Columbus, Ohio in November. Black community leaders later making the same march as a counter-protest. Tonight, the mayor of Cincinnati says messages of hate have no place in the region, writing, "This is not what we stand for, and it will never be what we stand for." And there was concern on the ground that police were letting this protest happen. Police say while the protest was offensive, it was not illegal.
What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. Well, I hope you guys are doing well out there on this beautiful Monday. I'm doing pretty good myself. And I hope you guys had a very, very nice, relaxing weekend. Ours went pretty good, just go too fast. You know what I always say about that. Well, that particular clip that we just watched just came up on the heels of probably just a month ago, where you had the sorry neo-Nazi hate group march through Lincoln Heights, Cincinnati, Ohio, or what have you. You know, standing over the overpass with their neo-Nazi flags, you know, and the good people of Lincoln Heights got together and chased them out of there, as we've seen. Now, prior to that, probably 3 months ago, they marched through Columbus, Ohio. And as you can see, you know, people, you know, the good people got together, you know, and pretty much stood up and said, we're not having this, but here we go again. You know what I'm saying? So now the good people of Lincoln Heights, the good concerned citizens say, no, we ain't having this. You see what I'm saying? So what do? They come together and they ban patrol units throughout their neighborhood. You understand? Ensuring that none of these hate groups come around trying to terrorize and terrify people and spewing the racist rhetoric, because that's exactly what it is. You see, these people are fed up, they are tired, and they ain't having this mess right here. So I tip my hat to what they're doing, you know what I mean, patrolling their neighborhoods or what have you. You understand, coming together. And I do believe, before it's all over with, every so-called black community is probably going to wind up having to do the same thing, if you understand what I'm saying, because these hate groups, these racist hate groups, they stop at nothing, you know. So, and that's just what it is. But without further ado, I want us to check out this particular clip that entails what it is that the good people of Lincoln Heights decided to do. So without further ado, check this out.
Now to one community in Ohio, which is now the center of a growing national debate about civil rights, hate speech, and the Second Amendment. NBC News correspondent and NBC News Now daily anchor Morgan Radford visited the town of Lincoln Heights, where residents have formed an armed community defense group in the wake of a neo-Nazi rally. Morgan joins us now. You were there just on Tuesday. What did the residents tell you about what's going on?
Yeah, I was there just this week. John, it was fascinating because what's interesting is that this town was founded during the Great Migration back in the 20s as a refuge for Black citizens, which is why it was especially painful when neo-Nazis suddenly appeared in this 3,000-person majority Black town. But they decided to fight back, taking up arms and patrolling their own streets. Now they're at the center of a much larger debate about protection and free speech and who gets it.
These aren't police officers.
or soldiers.
We're business owners, we're fathers, we're sons, daughters.
These are civilians, members of the Lincoln Heights Safety and Watch program.
It's a duty. Okay, let's go.
The duty, protecting their neighborhood, the majority black village of Lincoln Heights, Ohio. After neo-Nazis held a rally here last month, carrying rifles, waving swastikas, and hurling racial slurs, just moments before children were let out of school. At the time, law enforcement officials said the neo-Nazis did not break any laws, but an investigation by county prosecutors is ongoing. Weeks later, the KKK came with these flyers.
First African-American community above the Mason-Dixon line of staff.
Safety and Watch Group spokesperson Durance Daniels says the police did not do enough, which was more chilling because the town was founded in the 1920s as a safe haven for black residents.
Lincoln Heights is our home. If somebody broke into your home, you call the police, and the police says, you know, if they do it again, we haven't broken any law, so we're just going to allow them to break into your home again. What would you do?
Are you worried at all that having a potentially armed response could just create more friction, create more danger?
I'll answer that by saying I've never felt safer as a black man in my community than I have right now.
The mayor of Evendale, which oversees the police force that responded that day, said in a statement to NBC News, "Our emphasis on de-escalation and public safety resulted in the incident's resolution without injuries to any of the persons involved." But residents here say they can't afford to wait. Every day, the Safety and Watch Group escorts children to school and patrols the streets. Why do you all wear masks?
Those Nazis, we have reports of them finding our backgrounds, so we're not hiding ourselves from the residents, but we're protecting our family from what we're doing out here.
While many locals do support the security group, some, like business owner Eric Ruffin, say they wish the group wasn't needed.
We don't want to become what we hate. You know, we don't want to become a group of people that walk around feeling like we have a reason in America to have to protect ourselves.
And this community
Stand up.
Stand up.
is not backing down. We contacted the mayor of Evendale's office, and they say that prosecutors are looking at body camera footage of the neo-Nazi rally to see if any criminal charges could be filed. But meantime, the Hamilton County Sheriff is also calling on state lawmakers to pass legislation making it a crime to wear a mask with the purpose of intimidation while open carrying, guys.
So, Morgan, let me ask you, one of the people you interviewed there, a young man, said he's never felt safer in his community than he does now. So this could have an impact nationwide, things like this. I mean, there is a contagion factor in safety. People always seek it. What did the mayor or anybody that you spoke to think about the contagion factor?
Durance, I don't want to speak for him, but after my conversation with him, I feel like I could confidently say he would say the contagion factor has already happened. Because when I asked, is this a reaction to a local moment or a national movement? And he said, look at January 6th. He said, you already have people felt emboldened to come here locally because of what they saw nationally. If you could hang from the building of the hallowed halls of the Capitol and then be pardoned, not be prosecuted, why don't you think you can come to a small village of African Americans, only 3,000 people?
Morgan, does the group have any real authority? But as long as they stay within the confines of the law, they should be okay.
It's a great question. You know, I asked that basically, are you stopping cars when they come in because you think someone looks suspicious? Is that, you know, profiling in its own sort of way? And they said, no. We are patently aware of what our rights are and what our limitations are. They said, we're not officers. What we do is we are trying to cooperate with the police department. So if we see suspicious activity, because remember the KKK came back with flyers just after this rally. So they're saying this is more of a defensive posture to deter people from entering our community and showing them by virtue of our masks, by virtue of our guns, that you can't come here and we're not going to take this punchline down.
All right, an important story, fascinating. NBC News correspondent and NBC News Now daily anchor Morgan Radford. Morgan, thank you. Good to see you.
Nah, dog. Walking, in other words, marching through somebody's city, spewing racist rhetoric is not breaking any laws. When you're actually inciting a riot, there's a possibility that you can incite a riot because those people there basically came there and chased them out, burned their neo-Nazi flag, You understand what I'm saying, and what have you. It could have been a hell of a whole lot worse than that. And the police was out there and they let it went down. You see what I'm saying? So we know what's going on. As far as I'm concerned, the police stood by, actually assisted, the neo-Nazis to do these things. If you understand what I mean. They assisted, they were complacent in it. So yeah, more than likely because some of them are the same, they're probably neo-Nazis themselves. You see, so why wouldn't these people come together and patrol their own neighborhoods from this kind of rhetoric right here, racist rhetoric? To me, it's reminiscent of the Deacons of Defense. If you guys ain't familiar with that, look up Deacons of Defense. They made a movie of it about that situation that took place back in the 50s, late 50s, early 60s, I think. Forrest Whitaker, he's one of the main characters that played in it. And they actually formed, what would be probably considered a militia to this day to fight against a Klan who was coming in their neighborhood doing stuff like this. Now, these guys right here, they're testing waters to see what they can get away with. But I can guarantee you, if these people don't stand up like they have done, and patrol the neighborhoods, well, these neo-Nazis come in the neighborhood and do a hell of a whole lot more than just march. This is their nature, So I don't blame these people one bit. You have to defend yourself against lowlifes, because if you don't, they will take you down. They will, ravage your community, ravage you. That's just what it is, So shout out to these people right here, for what they're standing for. Like I said, let this be a lesson. This is about coming together, and fighting the forces of evil. That's just what it is. That's all I got on this particular video right here, people. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular situation. That's if you can comment. Sometimes I wonder if we have fellow neo-Nazis behind on the YouTube team that likes to censor, your comments and what have you, and even the video. But if you can comment, let me know what you think about this particular situation. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.